Hello and welcome to opening trap number 20. My name is Mauri and today I want to show you the EnglundTrap. After 1d4, if black plays the move e5, he's playing the so-called Englund Gambit. Now this is fairly popular in internet blitz because black has some tricks which I want to show you, but it's not considered a good move by any means. In fact, author and grandmaster Boris Avruk, who's written about 1d4, has called this the worst possible reply against 1d4. So what will white do? Well, he takes the pawn, and now here the main move is knight c6, which we'll look at. But black also has the move d6, after which white replies knight f3, knight c6, bishop g5, and white's doing quite well. Black also has the move f6, after which white replies e4. So now in this position you cannot take on e5 because then after queen h5 white is already winning in fact. So black plays knight c6, and here white just gives back the pawn with the move knight f3, f takes e5, and bishop c4, and white is considerably better here. There is a weakness along the a2 g8 diagonal, and white's simply doing quite well here. So therefore, after d takes e5, knight c6 is the main move, and white of course plays knight f3 to defend the pawn, and here the main move is queen e7. If black plays f6, we just transpose to this line that we just saw. And if black plays d6, we again transpose with bishop g5. And finally, if black plays knight ge7, white can play the move either knight c3, or he can even play bishop f4, and he's doing well in both cases. So back to the main line after knight c6, knight f3, queen e7. So here is where things will soon start to happen. The queen wants to go to b4, which we'll see, and also black is threatening to just win back the pawn. So what can white do? Well, he can play the move bishop f4, and it's a good move. White can actually also play the move bishop g5, and with best play from white, they will transpose. So we'll be looking at bishop f4, and now here comes the check on b4. So how should white react here? Obviously the bishop on f4 is attacked, so you cannot play knight c3 for that reason, and then you just lose the bishop. And queen d2 would be a mistake as well, because after queen takes b2, the rook on a1 is being threatened, and you cannot defend it, because if you try to defend it with this move, then of course bishop b4 wins the queen. So this is one of the traps. So if we go back to the position after queen b4 check, white therefore plays the move bishop d2, and then black takes on b2. So black has won back the pawn, but with best play, white is doing quite well here. So the rook on a1 is being threatened, and how should white react? Well, there are two moves that might come to mind. One of them is quite good for white. The other one is what black is hoping for, and then white loses. So if white plays knight c3, white is doing quite well here, and so I've played this in many internet games, and I usually win because this is a good position for white. We won't go into that in too much detail because we're not discussing the Englund Gambit, we're discussing the EnglundTrap in this video. So the trap is this: if white plays the move bishop c3, he goes from basically a winning position to a lost one. And the reason is that now black plays the move bishop b4, and white is in huge trouble. So black is now threatening to take the bishop on c3, but black is also threatening to take the rook on a1 because of that pin. And what are white's options? Well, if he takes the bishop, for example, then knight recaptures, and now there is just simply no good threat against moves like knight takes c2 and queen takes a1. So black is winning here. So therefore, player who sees this might decide that he will just unpin and defend the bishop with the move queen d2. But this is the trap, and this is exactly what black is hoping for, because now queen, sorry, not yet. First we take, and then white takes to defend the rook, and then queen c1 is checkmate. So this would be a very sad way to lose for white, and it has happened in real games. And so this is the trap that you can try as black if you want, and if you're white, then this is what you are aiming to avoid. And the way to do that is if we go back here a little bit, after queen takes b2 here, the trick is not to play bishop c3 when you're lost, but instead to play knight c3, and white is doing extremely well. So that was the Englund trap, and I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.